Well, we're here at the CCA workbench,
Yes,
Dave,
we are.
and every week we're gonna do rigs and techniques,
Yep.
as well as we'll cover new products. But you know what? Right now we're talking about rigs and techniques. So
Right.
what do you got for us this
Well,
week?
we're going to talk about probably the best knot there is to tie braid to monofilament. You know, for guys who are using a monofilament leader with their braid, a lot of guys are using braid now because you can make really long casts with it. It's super strong, very thin diameter. But the problem has always been trying to match that braid to your monofilament leader. A double uni knot works fine if you double the braid first. So you have to tie really 3 knots,
Right.
or 2 knots at least, and it makes a big knot. That's the problem with it.
This is the uni to uni.
That's the
which
uni
is
to uni. It's also called a jam knot.
Jam knot.
But it won't. It's pretty strong. It's not 100% knot. If you pull on this, it's always going to break right here. It'll always break right there.
right.
Now this next knot, this new improved knot, is called the F&G knot. You can hold that up there still next to it.
Oh, yeah, let's look at
look at the difference between those 2 knots and how that would go through the guides.
Yeah.
You know, one's real tiny and will fly through the guides, and the other one will bulk. You know, it's kind of bulky and will catch when it comes through the first guide for sure.
So the F&G, whether you're fishing inshore, whether you're fishing
Saltwater,
freshwater,
freshwater,
offshore,
use
drop it on a conventional, it won't hang up.
It won't hang up, and not only that, it won't break right there.
Right.
It'll break somewhere in your leader, or it'll break somewhere in the braid, but it won't break on that knot usually,
All right,
which
so
is
how are
really
we gonna
weird.
tie it?
Well, first off, I'm going to show you how to do it with this stuff here because
Oh,
you can
okay.
see. This will be your main line coming
Going
off
to
the
the
rod, and this will be your mono leader. And what you do is you start with, I usually have my rod in a rod holder, and you need tension on this, so I usually hold this line in my teeth, and you simply lay the braid over the top,
Right.
and then pass it back and forth underneath,
Give yourself
Easy.
plenty there. One.
like that,
Uh-huh.
and then you do the second one. And you
Oh,
do-
so the dividing line is where you're
is
pinching it off with your
correct,
fingers.
and you got to keep it pinched when
Right,
you do this. You
right.
got to keep it pinched.
Okay.
Because you do it and you
There.
pinch it, and you do it back and forth just like that. And it's very important to keep that pinch.
Right.
And then you do it 10 times on each side.
Okay.
And once you get 10 times on each side, then you just do a half hitch with the tag end over both the tag ends with a half hitch.
Gotcha.
And we're gonna do it on the
Oh, we're doing it for real.
yeah, we're gonna do it for,
For
real.
real.
Yeah, this is the tricky part. When you try to do a knot for real on TV. Here, let's get it all the way down. It doesn't really matter because
Okay. I'm going to hold the tension for you. I'm going to be the rod holder.
all
All right. I like it. So over. Go to the other side of the thumb. Over. Come back to this side of the thumb. Just keep going. 10 times. Don't be skimpy on the tag end, guys. You know, I mean, the cheapest thing about your day of fishing besides the ice is the line you're using. All right. So now we're going to finish it.
That's 10 on each side.
Okay.
And we just wrap it with one half hitch.
There you go.
And that knot is pretty much tied right then. But what you have to do is you have to pull it down tight and make these little loops grip onto the mono. And that's what holds this knot. It's like a Chinese finger puzzle. The harder you pull, the more that little knot cinches down on the monofilament.
That's
And
crazy.
see how tiny that is?
Okay, so
And you just finish it one more time with a couple more of these half hitches, and you're done.
Dave, some knots, some guys don't trim the knots tight or close. You
Yeah,
can trim this.
You can
as
trim
close
this as
as you
close
want.
to that monofilament as you want, and that's what another reason why it goes through the guide so well. You know, if you trim it off right there, it's so tiny and it just
like it.
flies through the
Look
guides.
at how little that is, guys. That's awesome.
And you can do that with this braid now because the braid diameter is so small. You know, this is 30-pound braid. That's like 4-pound mono diameter.
Right.
So you can cast a mile with that stuff. And although it says it breaks at 30 pounds, I mean, or 10 pounds or whatever, a 10-pound braid probably breaks at 15 to 20 pounds. So you can use super heavy stuff.
Is there a
now.
YouTube video or website people
Yes,
can go?
if you type in FNG knot, you'll find several videos how to do it a little slower probably than that.
Awesome. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Coastal Conservation Association. CCA of Texas is one of our sponsors, as you know, Dave.
Sponsor our bench.
That's right. And the CCA is the largest marine conservation organization of its kind. They are celebrating their 40th year of anniversary, 70,000 members in Texas alone, and over 130,000 nationally. And I'd like to encourage everyone to become a member. You can sign up and see all the great work that CCA Texas is doing by simply going to ccatexas.org.
They keep us fishing.
They certainly do.
They keep us fishing.